When we talk about successful visits, this can mean visiting mom and dad at their home or wherever their current living situation may be, an independent living, an assisted living, a memory care unit, or even a nursing home. Gosh, they might even be living at your house with you. The most important thing is to maintain a positive relationship with our loved ones. And this can be tricky because dementia destroys relationships. I'm Debra, certified master dementia strategist. And if you haven't already, I am personally inviting you to subscribe to this channel where we discover all things dementia. We welcome you to join our amazing family. For those of you returning, you make my day every time you show up. Thank you for all of your continued support. And if you're new to the channel, make sure that after the video, you head over to my website, answeraboutalz.org. There are plenty of free downloads for you available and even more trainings available in the shop. And it won't be called the shop for much longer. But anyways, I'm so grateful that you are here with me. So let's get right to it. Today, you're probably going to want a piece of paper and a pen to take some notes because we're going to cover a lot of really, really great tips for you on how to have a successful visit with a person with dementia. The first thing that we need to figure out is what is considered a successful visit? Because a successful visit to one person might be very different to another. So take a little time and think about what a successful visit would look like for you and your particular family. What would make you feel like a visit was a positive experience? What in your eyes would be success? Because we want to make sure that we're keeping our expectations in perspective. So if your past family history was a tumultuous relationship, then let's try to achieve one step above that. If your past relationship history was great and a great and happy relationship, then let's go for maintaining that. Sound good? I would like for you to think about the visits that you're currently having and think about what is it that you feel is not working. Where would you like to see the improvement? So, for instance, is it that you always end up in an argument or you cut the visit short and then you feel guilty that you're not spending enough time with mom or dad? Why are you cutting that time together short? Or is it you can't figure out what to talk about or you're lacking ideas for something to do with them? So the first thing that you need to do is figure out why you want the visit to improve and what's going wrong. So that you can start strategizing on how to make it better. Do you want the visit to go better for them or for you or both? Let's really get honest and dissect the current climate of the visits or the after effects of the visit. And then we can make a plan. So maybe even pause the video and jot down a few things about your past visits that you would like to see improved or changed. Consider who will benefit if visits go more smoothly or even pleasant. Once you have some clarity on what you would like to see change, the better your chances are of successfully achieving that goal. Okay, so now I'm going to have confidence that you have put some thought into this because we all know that nothing will change unless we have an open mind and we are willing to be open to new ideas and new ways of doing and trying things. In fact, put your challenges for visits in the comments down below for me. Here's the thing. If you're not having nice visits and you want to have nice visits, then something has to change, right? Your person with dementia can't change. They can't. So we have to change. And you can. It's nowhere near as hard as you think it is. I promise. I've never steered you wrong yet, right? We are the ones who have the control over whether or not we have a pleasant visit. And listen, if you're really in deep, you can always book a call with me. There is a link down below to my calendar, and you can book a call with me. I offer one-on-one dementia coaching. Don't worry, I got your back. I want to give you my opinion of what I would consider to be a successful visit and, and a visit that goes well. And again, we all have different opinions on what a good visit looks and feels like. So modify this to your particular family. So to me, a great visit is when those attending are having either an enjoyable time or a neutral time. Yeah, you heard me. It's okay to have just a neutral time. There's nothing wrong with that. Anything but bad or negative time is perfectly acceptable. So when you leave, if you're neutral or you're not in tears or you're not angry, frustrated, or stressed out or feeling guilty, then I'd say that's a success. But what if we could improve on that even more? What if we could leave on a happy note? Wouldn't that be awesome? You can do it. I know you can. All you need is a simple game plan, and we're going to do this together today. Okay. Do you have that piece of paper and pen? I sure hope so, because you should already have notes on it. All right. The first things first, I want you to lower your expectations, because if you go in thinking you're going to have the best visit ever and it's not, then you're going to leave disappointed. So the first thing you need to do is lower your expectations when you go in. But that doesn't mean that you're going to lower your efforts. What I mean by that is if it doesn't work out the first time or even the second time, you keep on trying. Even if it never works, if you keep on trying, you won't feel guilty. See what I'm saying here? The first step I'm going to give you is that if your person with dementia is not having a good day and you've tried to turn it around and it's just not going to work out, then it's okay to cut the visit short. Don't jeopardize getting into an argument or, God forbid, even worse. Just end the visit before things get out of control. And if you do end the visit early, you need to make sure that you sound like it's a positive experience and not that you're leaving because things are going south. So maybe you say something like, oh my gosh, I totally forgot. I have a hair appointment. I've got to run, but I'll be back soon. I love you. And give them a big hug and a kiss. Always exit on a positive note if possible. So now you should be thinking of some excuses or some reasons why you might have to leave and the verbiage that you would normally use with this person if you were having a good visit. So if you normally say, I love you, make sure that you're using that same verbiage. So I want you to think of 2 or 3 reasons why you might have to leave, and then state that you'll be back soon or tomorrow or later on, and that you love them or care about them or have a great day and a big smile. And write those down. Rehearse them to memory so that when you're in the moment, you're not struggling to think of what to say. In fact, jot them down. Jot them down in the comments, because maybe someone else out there in our family might be having a really hard time coming up with something, and maybe you could help them out. So comment down in the comments below. What would be some reasons why you would have to leave early or quickly, and how to encourage some happy feelings at the end? Great. Okay, now let's talk about the actual visit itself. First, if you can, limit the number of people at the visit. That would be helpful because people with dementia get overwhelmed easily, and especially if there's too many conversations going on around them. So if we can limit the number of people, that can be very helpful for them. If oftentimes your visit ends up in an argument, if they're living in a community, you can visit your loved one and one of their friends also who lives there. And you can engage with your mom and her friend at the same time. That way you have a third person to take the pressure off, and you also are less inclined to get upset with our loved one if someone else is in the picture. Try to limit visits to a maximum of about 2 to 3 hours. People with dementia need balances of periods of activity with rest. So don't overwhelm them or exhaust them. 2 to 3 hours is plenty long for a visit. Something to consider would be, what time of day are they at their best? So if they seem to do better in the morning, then you should try to come and visit in the morning. If they are sundowning, then maybe you probably shouldn't come in the afternoon or evening unless your loved one lives alone at home and needs some extra help and encouragement during these hours. Okay, so now let's talk about what we're going to do during the visit. One of the biggest mistakes that I see families do is they show up and they ask mom or dad questions. They ask questions like, what did you have for breakfast? Or what did you have for dinner? Did you go to any activities? Don't say things like, you need to go to the activities, or you have to take a shower, or why don't you do this or do that? These questions rely on memory. We have to stop asking these questions. It just frustrates the person with dementia. We have to take some time and think about how we're going to steer the conversation away from memories unless they are much older past memories of things that they are familiar with or could reminisce about. So if you want to ask them questions about their life when they were younger, or ask about their parents or maybe their wedding day. Talk about and bring up subjects that they are familiar with. For instance, if mom was a teacher, talk about teaching or courses or her job. If dad was a plumber, ask him about the craziest job he ever had to fix. Keep the conversations about things that they are knowledgeable about, or things that they enjoy. Think about those topics that they are familiar with and maybe pick up a picture book at the bookstore that the two of you can look at together. I have many videos about activities and more ideas that you could take with you, but let's say maybe you're going to come in the morning because that's when they're at their best. Stop at the donut shop and pick up a couple of fancy donuts. And when you walk in, say, oh, I was thinking about how sweet you were, and I stopped and bought these amazing donuts. I heard that they're the best in town. You know, when you first approach the room, they can actually make or break the whole visit. You have to watch your facial expressions and your body language. When you walk in, no matter how you're feeling, you need to have the biggest smile on your face and act like you have just been waiting your entire lifetime to spend some time with them. Actually, I think you should spend a little bit of time thinking about and writing down how you are going to approach as you walk in the room. You have a big smile on your face, your arms are wide open, and you say something super positive. You could even say something like, I couldn't drive here fast enough to see you today. Or all I could think about was getting over here to spend some time with you. And then you're going into something like, look what I brought for us to look at today. I brought some old photos that I thought maybe you could tell me about. And even if they're looking at the photos and making up stories that they think are true, just go along with it. Talk about the pictures. Bring some old photo albums. Again, I have at least 5 videos about activities that you should be watching, all of them. All you need is a couple of tricks up your sleeve, and I promise you, you will have the best visits. I also have a list of tons of activities on my website for you at answersaboutalz.org. Bring some nice smelling, hand lotions and give them a little hand massage. Listen, you're smarter than dementia, aren't you? Yes, you are definitely smarter than dementia. I want you to go and visit your loved ones, and I want you to be creative and create new, happy memories with them. I want you to have a positive, healthy, happy relationship. And that's up to us. And we can do it. Together we can. It's okay to just even sit and listen to music with them or watch TV, or you could read to them. Bring a short story that you think that they might enjoy and read to them. Hold their hand and smile. It doesn't take much more than that. You can do this. I know you can. So, to kind of sum it up, have a plan. Come up with a few ideas and stick to them. Walk in with a big smile and an open mind and a couple of activities, or bring a treat and tell them it's special. Use words like, I was thinking of you. It's special. You're special to me. I'm glad to see you. Make it positive, and remember, if you need to cut the visit short, that's okay too. Just keep trying, and before you know it, you will have this down pat, and it'll come so easy to you. You can do this. I'm here for you. I'm Debra Costu. See you next time.